You're watching News 19's Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Prismian Group of Lexington.
And it is week 11 of the Friday Night Blitz. Playoff time. The weather says so, and obviously the schedule does as well. Our game of the week, Class 5A playoff, Sumter hosting White Knoll, Mark Barnes and the Gamecocks, taking on a Timberwolf squad that earned a spot in the playoffs by defeating River Bluff last week. And this was a defensive struggle early, which White Knoll head coach Nick Pelham would prefer. He's a defensive guy, but Sumter gets it going on offense. Zaire Gamble gets the touch pass, picks up good yardage, and the Gamecocks are in business. And we've seen this before. Sumter just continues to pound the rock. Gamble takes a direct snap, gets in the end zone.
There's a Gamecock.
Now White Knoll looking to answer. Landon Sharp throws it across the field to Jalen Watson. First down, Timberwolves. And White Knoll is marching, but on fourth down they go for it. Jaquez Frederick stopped by Tajon Roach and Gamble. Those two guys have been forces on defense all year for Sumter. However, Keon Brown is stopped in the end zone. Little defense from White Knoll. That's a safety. 7-2 at that point. But Sumter would get it going in the second half, and they defeat White Knoll 28-8. Great run by the Timberwolves ends in Sumter. Gamecocks moving on. Well, Dutch Fort beginning its playoff run at home against SOCASTEE. Silver Fox is going for 6 state titles in a row. Head coach Tom Knotts. There's something different about this time of year with that guy in this program. First quarter, Davin Patterson lofts it up to Antonio Williams. Hauls it in for a first down. A few plays later, Jarvis Green caps off the drive with a trip to the end zone. He's been there before, obviously. And hey, who do we have here? Former Dutch Fork standout, current Clemson punt returner, receiver, outfielder, Will Taylor. Obviously, he's coming back from that torn ACL. Will's in good spirits tonight. And he saw a lot of action. Patterson to a wide open Williams, sprints his way to another Dutch Fork touchdown. Fox is up 14. Not to be outdone, though. The Dutch Fork defense went to work as well. Kevon Nixon gets the sack. That forces a punt. And that means the very dangerous Antonio Williams is back on the return. And again, we've seen this before. We know what's coming. It's just a matter of how he's going to get there. Gets the edge. Blockers did a great job sealing it. They give him a wall. And that's an easy punt return for a 6 right there for Williams, and the Dutch Fork rolls along, 56-0 over SOCASTEE. Hey, Spring Valley at home, hosting Nation Ford in the opening round of the 5A playoffs. Viking students bringing the heat on a cold night. And look at DQ Smith on the read option. Held it as long as he could, gets it to Evan Javis for good yardage. Tiptoeing down the sidelines. He's down to the 3. And from there, it's our reigning News 19 Player of the Week. There he is, DQ takes it, and that's an easy 6 for him. And that puts the Vikings up 13-7. Late second quarter, very late, as in a half second left in the first half. Nation Ford has it up to 1. Carson Black drops back, and he's going to throw it, but it picked off by Jordan Chestnut. And that's how the first half ends. And Spring Valley would carry its momentum into the second half, and that was key. Spring Valley defeats Nation Ford by a final of 32-24. Lexington at home against the Conway Tigers. Wildcats have had a resurgence this year under head coach Perry Woolbright, playing very well. You see the agenda on the sign, beat Conway. Well, second half, Conway trailing 17-0 in the red zone. Devin Granger rolls out, throws it to Anthony Plotkin. He plays for Lexington, so that's an INT for the Wildcats. That defense has been strong all year. And Lexington they're going to start doing what they do. They're going to start running the ball. Defense, ground game, that means success. Now, if I'm showing you special teams play, you know something's about to happen. Fake punt for the Cats. It works, and then later Keyshawn Gladden runs it in for a short touchdown. That's a recipe for success this time of year. Lexington wins it by a final of 24-0 over Conway. All right, Chapin on the road facing Carolina Forest. Eagles with the ball deep in their territory, but not a problem. Bennett Galloway to his right, gets a good block, and he is off to the races. Roughly 80 yards on that scamper. Now Chapin with a 20-0 lead. And after a 2-point safety, they look for more. Jalen Bradford on the quarterback keeper. 29-0 Chapin at that point. How about some defense? Bad snap, lands in the end zone. Wyatt Bland falls on it for 6 more points for the Eagles. And Chapin goes on the road, and they knock off Carolina Forest in a big way, 50-14, the final. Justin Gentry's guys, very impressive down there in the Grand Strand. Defending Class 4A state champion AC Flora opening up the playoffs at home against Indian Land. First quarter action, Markel Townsend gets the handoff. Makes a few moves. He's going to move the chains. Later, Markel will cap off the drive with a score. AC Flora had kind of a slow start, but they get it going in the second half, and they defeat Indian Land 34-10, the final. So the defending 4A state champions move on to the second round. That is Catawba Ridge quarterback Jaden Davis, ranked as the top prospect in the country for the class of 2024. He led his team to Blythewood to face the Redhawks of Westwood, who earned a share of the Region 4 4A title for the first time ever. And their reward was a home playoff game, and Cameron Brown for Westwood on the quarterback keeper. Good yardage there, and then Julian Mulligan gets loose. Thought he scored, but they marked him out at the 7.
Julian Milligan on the carry.
And that would set up Brown. He zips it to Jaden Harrison. Touchdown, Redhawks. It's 21-20. The 2-point conversion was no good. And then that would lead to Davis. Quarterback sneak. And Catawba Ridge ends Westwood's run 28-20, the final. Lower Richland, champions of Region 4 3A, opening up the playoffs at home against the Seneca Bobcats. Second half action. Lower Richland's Robert Adams is going to drop back, and he's going to throw a perfect pass in the hands of Nate Branch. And he's going to take it all in, take it in for the score. So second half momentum clearly with the Diamond Hornets. Next drive for Seneca. Lower Richland's Terrence Eagleton is there to put an end to that effort. Seneca, though, won't give up, though. Jackson Burnett finds a wide-open Xavier Poole in the end zone for the first Bobcat touchdown of the day, but Lower Richland hangs on to win it by a final of 27-21 over Seneca. All right, the first half of the Friday Night Blitz is in the books. Stay with us. More highlights coming up right after this.